Let's see. Is it gonna pick it up? Yes, it is. Okay. Here's my thoughts on Fairy Tail episode 116. And this episode is actually Gray's battle against Ultir. And you would think that since Natsu had a bit of a hard time with her, that Gray would have a much similar hard time with her. And at first, he does. Let's see what episode do I want to do. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting my handbrake going so I can compress into the video. Alright. There we go. Alright. Anyway, yeah, he does have a hard time at first because he always sends his ice, I think, forward in time, and it just disappears every time. And obviously that can get frustrating. And since her magic only affects non-living things, his ice isn't living. So, yeah, what is it going to do? Well, it surprised me greatly when he actually froze his blood and was able to use that to fight, because blood is living. It's got cells in it and everything, so she couldn't affect it. Which was awesome! And it was quite shocking when I saw her use Or's magic and was using it like with roses. And it also upset Sorry, I thought someone was standing outside my door. Anyway, it also upset Gray because that was his master's magic, and she was essentially treating her and her magic with disrespect. And I can understand him getting mad because she was like essentially like a mother to him. And we also get Ultir's backstory in all this, because apparently she was born with a ton of magic energy, and when you get too much built up, it gives you a fever. It can make you sick. And so she brought her to a facility that was supposed to help her with that. But no. They were using her to try and essentially make her into one of the six demons? That's what Brain was originally planning. Was making her into one of his people that will be in his guild. Like Cobra and the others. But no, he decided that he would give her to Hades, who was also in the Barham Alliance, for Grimoire Heart instead. And Ultir, as a child, obviously ran away from the facility when she was able to escape, and found that her mother had taken on a couple of pupils. And she didn't seem to know that, even though her mother was smiling, she didn't know the whole story of why. And she essentially that's where she essentially started her crusade of wanting to essentially kill her mother. But as Gray was fighting her, he knocked them both over a cliff into the water. And as we all know, Or had melted back in the Galuna Island arc and was washed away into the ocean. So it did surprise me that Ultir was able to hear her memories, because she was in the ocean. And it turns out that Or was told that Ultir had died. So Or was given one story, and Ultir was given another, that her mother never wanted her. Or was told that her daughter had died, and it upset her greatly. So, yeah, Ultir finally realized that her mother never abandoned her. It wasn't her fault. Because if her mother knew she was alive, she would have done just about anything to get her back, essentially. Or I'm sure she would have anyway. But yeah, Gray ends up beating her, which is good. And as this all is going on, we find out that Natsu and the others are planning on going after Hades, since he's the only bad guy left, essentially. Well, at least apart from possibly Zareth, but still. Yeah, they're planning on bum rushing the guy and essentially taking him down. All I can say is good luck, because that's going to be hard. And we actually also get, I think, a glimpse of Panther Lily's fear, which is a fear of thunderstorms, which makes sense, because he's a cat and he has better hearing, so thunder, a loud clap of thunder is going to be a lot scarier than it will be for a human. Anyway, yeah, I felt bad for Altair. She was being used and given the wrong information so she would hate her mother. But, yeah. Anyway, that's about all I have to say on this episode. I know I usually just give a recap and not much, but I don't really have too much to talk about. Other than I'm glad that Altair finally realized that her mother did truly love her and that she was kept from her, essentially. Because while she was being told that her mother was dead, that her daughter was dead, her daughter was actually alive and probably being experimented on at that point. Either that or being kept in her room, and she didn't know any better, essentially. And I know that doesn't excuse all that she's done, but yeah, at least we know why it all started for her. But yeah, I think that's about all I'm gonna have to say on this, and I will see everybody next time.